Oh, that was really fast than usually is. Hello everyone, in the morning with my live version of Attack on Titan, episode 12, season 3, we're 14 hours together, and yes, this is the final episode of season 3, and I have to retake the wall, right? So I'm very much looking forward to the next episode coming after this. It's like a massive cliffhanger, right? And I've done another video about this after this though, but it's been delayed again, right? Okay? So I'll talk about it more after this video. Basically, Attack on Titan has been delayed for, I don't even know how long, but it was supposed to be like a core season thing, so they do like a one season, right, then they skip a half season and then come back again, like the Ghoul did, and Golden Kamuy did this year. So they were in the spring season, skipped the summer season, then they're back now in the fall season. Season 3 was supposed to be this season, and then skipping the winter season back this, next season, right? Or actually this is skipping the fall season, I guess. It's supposed to also be finished before fall. Yeah, it's delayed into fall, right? But it's been delayed, so it's not coming out in spring or in winter. Yeah, it's not coming out in winter. It might come in spring, might actually come in summer. So you don't know, but at least it's coming in like yeah. This is delayed for another, I don't know, 3 months more. Talk about that more later after this, but after the episode starts here. But yeah, so that's very unfortunate. Anyway, season 3 should start, episode 12, sorry, should start any second here now. The last, oh yeah, and the volume on, that's better. I was like, wait, it's so close, here we go, yeah, it starts. Yeah, so know like how to take back the wall, right? That's gonna be the episode, right? There we go. But yeah. Oh, yes! Gotta love her. It's fine, that's right. And he got that serum from Kenny. Get some more Titans. You take it, boy! Seek, man, him and his machine, right? Yeah, him and his machine. That was a very necessary showing that machine, yeah. Okay, ooh. Yeah, so now they have one more. Like, this will create a Titan, right? And it's like, yeah, but we saw how he was kind of cray-cray, so maybe shouldn't do it again. It's like, yeah, maybe I could be, yeah. Those sparkling blue eyes, yes. Yeah, what do we have to? I don't know. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not. Make sushi when I need to, yeah. Yeah, and Levi's gonna keep it on his body, right? He's gonna be again carrying the powers, yeah. Yeah, here we go, the opening. So they yeah. So I just thought about before it started here, it's gonna be a much longer time skip. Okay, I'm just gonna do the chat. Yeah, so I'm watching it on. So it's to be a massive spoiler then when we get to the post credits. I can't wait to see that then. And try not to say anything. Like when I saw Zack now, I was like, Zack! Yeah, so I was watching on TV, I watched live broadcast, like super live. This is not out on any place yet at this time frame. This is actually when it's on TV. That's my TV over there, and that's my TV screen, right? It's my computer. And then I have another screen here, another screen over here, and I have a lot of screens. And then I have like PS4, PS3 down there and so on, yeah. But yeah. I'm not really on the internet, I'm wrong. But here we go, opening over. But yeah, it's gonna be delay. I'll talk about that more after this live stream. I will do like a delay video. We'll talk about a little bit when the opening, when we have season. I hope they just call it season 4, honestly. It was gonna call it season 3, right? Because like a break that you can go like Golden Cameo. But if they actually have like a more than half year break in between, let's just call it season 4, right? Let's just call it, hopefully so, yeah. Or Soma did the same thing last. Yeah, Soma did the same thing with the train season. But they all had one season break. Here we have at least 2 season breaks between. Anyway, back to the episode, yeah. Yeah, and they're like, heard about that Aaron's father guy? We heard about that key? Remember that? Remember that story? It's like, yeah, that key we saw in the opening, like yeah. Something weird with that guy. I love this moment here with Erwin's father, and he's like, yeah, that I was taught about getting outside. Yeah, so they have to make the wall right because it's a circle, right? Because a circle is bigger and bigger the diameter, right? Or the radius is larger, right? Of course, bigger it is. But actually, it's very, very expandable, right? So a circle, like the double radius, because it's raised up to, you have r up to 2, right? So double the radius, that's way more than double. This is a massively more area. I'm trying to do like really bad. I used to be a math teacher. I just want to explain this thing. A circle radius is r times r, right? So if you expand to the next wall, you earn a lot more area. That's my point. It's a lot more space for the humans to live in if they can retake the wall, right? Because it is double their space. Probably more. If it's like 10 times more space. I can't remember how this is between 2 walls, but it's very, very much more space. That's why when people died, right? And they lost the wall because they couldn't eat any more food. They lost all the crops, all the so on, yeah. But no, I can't wait for that post-credit spoiler thing. I want to see what they're gonna show. But I think definitely, yeah, the post-credit here is gonna be like massive cliffhanger. They're gonna show us like, look at this, so they're gonna show us the beast height, and it's gonna be a fight, and it's probably gonna be like 3-4 minutes like cliffhangering, like massive bam 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 in our head, right? After this thing here, yeah, it's gonna be like very likely, I think. Yeah, and it's all about him, like his father. But of course got killed, as talked about with Honey and so on. She kind of met the guys that killed his father, right? Pretty much. It wasn't like, it's not confirmed, but it's extremely hinted to that it is the same people, right? Because they mentioned that killing a teacher and so on, yeah. So it's like, it has to be him, right? Yeah. For Irvin, it's all about, like, you know, getting to the truth, right? Seeing the outside, yeah. You know, I have to remember that Irvin was used to being outside the third wall, yeah. He was the commander when they were fighting outside that wall, right? Now they're stuck behind the two walls, so he's like, I have to at least get to the... yeah, I want to get to that wall to get even further out, yeah. Whoa. It's a good Levi face there. Yeah. Not happy with this. Yeah. That's a better place my chat a bit. Not covering that screen. Yeah. I'm waiting for the big to happen, honestly. But I think, I think there's gonna be like 3-4 minutes of like massive hammering cliffhangers, right? That's what it's probably gonna be, right? Yeah. It's Sash that is breaking now. Food? I'm getting good food? That's what she is. Something was like this reveal of title, and she's like, I'm getting some good food here. Yeah, and of course, that's what she is, so... Yeah, finally they're feeding the soldiers. It's the most it's the most dramatic part in the whole episode, yeah. It's this, the whole season. It's when the Sasha's finally getting food, yeah. This is the most... Stop it, Sasha! You're gonna die if you... Guys, loving it, yeah. This is the most dramatic fight we ever heard in this anime. Oh yeah, Sasha is showing her real titan form there. Unless she punch Mikasa, unless she might be in trouble here. Don't worry. She just likes meat. She's a meat girl, yeah. And they keep calling her potato girl. I have to tie her up. Oh, that's gonna be the greatest fight ever in this anime. Ever. Oh yeah. Everyone got massive death flags. Yes, yeah. Think about it. You know, any horror stuff, right? You feed someone proper stuff, right? You know they're gonna die probably next second, right? Yeah, he's like, I have kept this meat, guys. Yeah, man, I love Sasha. She's easily best girl. And also, I say it again, Yo Kobashi, right? It's a voice actor, amazing voice actor. Yeah, and her best work is Kiss Him Not Me, right? The Fudeyoshi anime. That's a great anime. And that's her best work. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Yeah, Kiss Him Not Me. It's a very good anime with Sasha's voice actor and Yokobashi is doing the main character. She just loves this, like, you know, tomboyish, like, you know, manly females, right? Man, though, I'm waiting for it to show something that needs some celebrating. Yeah. That's Sasha's thing, though. That's gonna keep me happy to next season. Yeah. And Mikasa's angry face last week, that was good too. Yeah. Mikasa's angry face, that was amazing last week too. Yeah, and it's back to Jin versus Aaron, right? The classic rivalry between the best character and, I don't know, the main character, I guess. Aaron does have good points every now and then, but obviously Jin is a much better character, come on. Just give Jin the powers and he's the main character. Nice Jin, punch him. Beat the crap out of him. Should we stop them? Nah, they're best friends. Yeah, like, let them be, let them be. That's how they become best friends. Yeah, like that's how they learn to love each other. Yeah. Yeah, it's all having Mikasa saving you. You're actually a pretty bad Titan. Yeah, well, I know, man. I know your weakness. You can't do anything without her. Yeah. Very correct. Very correct. See, I don't want to see Aaron winning, but I guess he's gonna win probably here. That's good. It's good! Don't give up, Jin. Beat him. Like his sister's like contemplating it. No, he's happy now. Yeah, that's good. That's good. They're so good. It's great that you're friends now. Yeah, they sit behind her. She's smiling happy at them. It's like... Oh, that looks great. Because he sits behind them and just... There we go. That double co. Yeah. There we go. The real fighter enters. I love that Mikasa sitting behind them, maybe smiling. Oh, they're still on. And Sasha is, yeah, she's not getting away from that place. Oh, that was great. Sitting there calmly. Well, he's so happy now, yeah. And then it's always them, yeah. Staring to the night sky together. You're Genki now, right? Yeah, you feel the Genki now? Since it punched you in the stomach? Like, yeah, I feel Genki now. It's like, that really gave me that Genki feeling, right? That I needed, yeah. It's like, Yeah, it's only a few minutes left though, so they're probably gonna be a long cliffhanger after this. Yeah, after Aaron is all like, we're gonna take over the world again, and he gives some kind of speech now, and then it's gonna be like, cliffhanger. Yeah, Armin's getting bullied. And they're like, yeah, let's be best friends for life, and all of the good stuff there. Before the wall fell, yeah. What's this guy? Oh, it's Hannes. Or no, they probably use seeing state, right? Yeah, obviously. I was like, that's Hannes? Yeah, like, is he dead? I was like, yeah, they're just dreaming of their old good Hannes. Yeah. I knew one Hannes in total in my life, yeah. One Hannes, but I know like 20 Johannes. That's a very common name in my home country, yeah, it's a very common name. Johannes, very, very common. Hannes though, it's, at least in my experience, that's way, way less common. Yeah. Johanna, the female version is... yeah, it's pretty common, yeah, Johanna's pretty common. Did I would say that they were named Hanna instead, which is the female of Hannes, right? It's more common Hans probably. Whatever. Back to dreaming about, yeah, leaving the... What's Armin seeing now? Oh, nice. It's like, come on guys, we can do it, yeah! Because Armin usually he's usually kind of reserved, you know, genius guy. He's like, come on, we can do it. Yeah, Genki up. It's a promise. Yeah, you can do it. I believe in him. Yeah, the back to the nice. Because I think now it's gonna be a few minutes left. They probably won't have an ending, right? They're probably gonna skip the ending. They probably might do some animation during the ending, probably. That's my guess. Yeah. Now it's time. Yeah. Now they're leaving the wall right now. Like, okay, guys, get out of here. Everyone is like, yeah, go and kill them. Yeah. This is nice. Seeing all the civilians like, yes! Man, this is like the first time they feel that the civilians actually love them, yeah. This is the first time the civilians are like, yeah, guys, we love you! It's like, I'm not used to this. I don't like it. Yeah. We have like fans now? Like, what is this? Yeah, Sasha though, she's loving it. Yeah. Gotta get the morale up, right? It's a nice scene. Yeah, it's a nice scene having everyone else being happy for once. Usually they kind of feel a fear them, right? Oh yeah, this scene. Oh yeah, this is scene when Irvin, he takes it, he's like, yes! You're doing it! We're getting that wall back! We're going outside! Oh, nice. Yeah, Wall Maria, it's ours again. Nice. It's a nice ending there. Not flying down against Titan City, yeah. I am pretty sure that we skip the ending now and show scenes during that time frame instead. That's what I'm betting on. Oh, nice. They're running out here now. Man, they even teased the Beast Titan 2 episodes back. When we see Beast Titan in here at least, he has to appear now, right? It has to show the Beast Titan again. That's my number one guess. The Beast Titan will shortly be shown here. Shortly be shown the Beast Titan. That I am very, very... Like, yeah, right now, right now. To be continued. But will it be an ending? Oh, this is an ending. Oh, shit. I was wrong on that. I did not think they would show one ending. But okay, after the ending, there was probably going to be some stuff. But yeah, I did not think they would show one ending. But yeah. I'm really chatting in the meantime here. That's a good point. I can't get a fight in there. Yeah, it's ending now. So I really want to see what they do after the ending then. Yeah. But I'm waiting for the post. We should have post credits coming here, hopefully. Might be commercially in between those. Yeah. What? It's breaking on purpose. Yeah, like it's breaking on purpose. What is this? It's awesome. Like it's ending. You stop. I was saying that. They probably was show an ending, right? And I was like, man, goosebumps. The ending broke and it showed like what's happening. Yeah, they just broke the ending in half and it showed something else instead. What is happening? And Mikasa is there. What is happening? Yeah, I've seen this too in Twitter. I've seen it in Twitter, yeah. And then they have Levi and Mikasa fighting for death here, yeah. No, it's back to the ending music. No, it's ending music again. That was awesome! They broke the ending in half there. I was like, yeah, it's ending now. But after that, you know, it started like lagging on purpose. And then it shot into that thing. That was so freaky. Oh, that was epic. That was the best part of the episode. What was that? What was that? Yeah. So that you're showing the ending and then showing that thing. They kind of cut it in half. But it started to be like blurring. Like I thought my TV first had problems. Like it was super confusing. I was like, right, it's my like stuff breaking? Is the cable breaking? Here there are more though. Yeah, they're already doing some kind of 50. So no, they're like probably Okay, so four quarter, yeah. So they kind of announced, so yeah, the 4th month of next year. That's not spring then. So that's, yeah, so when we're reading that thing, that wouldn't mean spring, that would mean month 4. That would, wait, is that spring? Wait, am I stupid now? Help me out here now. So, see now, spring, no, but winter, yeah, sorry, that is spring, yeah, because winter is January, like December, January, right? So spring is April, March. Yeah, okay, so it's coming back in spring. They kind of told us that the last scene there. They quickly went through the numbers there. Yeah, but that post-end credit, that was crazy. Not only because the post-credit was showing, how I say it showed so much, right? Like Levi and Mikasa fighting and so on, and the blooding, and who's left saving and so on, right? But because they did it in that weird way, because they did it by cutting in the post-credit scene in the ending, and then they went back to the ending afterwards. Now that was super crazy. Yeah, that was super. That post-credit was beautiful. I mean, I was sitting there reading the chat a bit, and I was like, yeah, it's ending now, whatever. And I was like, and suddenly I see my TV screen like flickering, flicking weird colors. And I was like, what's happening? Is the TV breaking? No, it wasn't breaking. It was actually the post-credit that is crazy. And then they showed extremely a lot of scenes there. Yeah, they showed like Beast Titan, they showed Titans, right, so on. They showed pretty much most scenes from next season. But most of the scenes though, they showed them like 1 second each, like bam, 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 bam. Similar to where the flashback was an early episode 3 this season, where we had it like Frida, Historia, and that kind of memory thing, right? With Aaron and so on, that kind of quick. Very similar to that, how they showed like 20 or 30 screens, with like 1 second each, and then Mikasa versus Levi in the ending there, yeah. So that was very exciting. The ending was very exciting. The ending was very, very exciting. Let's talk about the episode a little bit more, I guess. Yeah, I agree with that. The post-credit scene it's like a trailer for next season, yeah. And I'm not surprised, right? Because they know now that it said month 4 there, so that's confirmed then, I guess, that it really is in April next year. So they know they have a longer break, right? And they have to keep people being, I want to watch next season, so obviously they have to have like a massive cliffhanger. So that was like a trailer, yeah, pretty much a trailer for next season, right? Which will come out then in about 6 months from now, I guess. Yeah, roughly like that. And you have to remember that this season, right, is delayed like twice, right? First it was delayed when it started. It's supposed to actually start early, right? Most anime starts in... Okay, I can't remember the date right now, but... Attack on Titan started like 1 or 2 weeks after the other summer animes, and then they had that, of course, the typhoon thing. That could happen, of course, it did happen. And so this episode, episode 12 here aired today, was supposed to air probably at least 2 weeks before this, right? It's supposed to air before the fall season started. So that's why we're in the fall season now, and it's like so it's less than 6 months, I guess. It's like 5 months and 2 weeks, or 5 months and 1 week. That, but yeah, that was very teasing. It was hard to see. It was hard to see all the post-credit scenes. It was so quick, but you probably can find it. I mean, yes, I also read it on, seen it on Twitter before this morning. Some people tweeted it to me, so you can find some of the scenes. Starts off showing the Beast Titan's face and so on, right? And they kind of gradually shows some other scenes. But that was epic, though. That was epic. Let's talk about the episode itself then. To begin with, the episode, obviously, the Sasha moment was the best moment. Okay, the Sasha fighting and biting people and punching them and so on. That was great. That was super hilarious. It felt like the best battle in all season. Seeing Sasha there, that was really good. And then of course we have Jin versus Eren, and that also, I love that. I always keep saying that Jin is my favorite character. So yeah, that was a great scene. Jin, and you kind of had a double KO. Kind of wish Jin would beat him, but he's a main character, just a lot of plot armor, I guess. But yeah, that was fantastic. The whole battle though. That being said though, I will say this, and I might get some hate for this, but I will say this. I think the episode, as the last episode, was a little slow, right? The pacing was, it kind of had this kind of problem, which I think a lot of show has, right? They really wanted to show that Irving, like, we can do it, and yeah, Gambare, and everyone's cheering and so on. And that was great. That was a really, really good moment. But I felt that they really wanted to end the anime at that moment, right? So that's something a lot of shows have problem with. Like, we have to end it at this particular moment. And everything between that to that point is kind of like, okay, let's just go through this like long talk at the, and then have this meeting at the night, and they kind of have to like extend the other scenes just so they fill out that time frame so we can have the Irving moment at the correct time frame. Everything before that is just has to be that long, right? And that I felt, because I don't know. In my opinion, they probably should have thrown in some Beast Titan or something before this. They probably should have thrown in some Beast Titan or something similar. They probably should have thrown in the Beast Titan, I think, before the cliffhanger thing. Maybe a little break between, like, when they left the bar, or whatever they call it, the tavern or whatever, that could have been a point to have the Beast Titan or some other character, right? To kind of more hyping up next arc, and then back to them. Something like that. No, it's like a really long point here of them doing not so much. And then it fought. Yeah, then it had a big battle, right? Between each other. But and that was a great battle. But I think the dialogue was like, a little bit. So I probably give the episode like a 9 out of 10. I mean, that post-credit scene though, just blew my mind. Mainly how good it was. So yeah, they don't want to spoil the Beast Titan. They don't want to spoil him, but I mean, we could have seen some more scenes with him talking to the other guys, maybe. Just kind of building up a little bit, something like that. Maybe show some other characters. I don't want to say too much, so I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe show some other characters, but I can't. I was like, I don't want to. Yeah, maybe. And then they had that massive cliffhanger. But I would say this thing though, I said that right, but the absolute best thing in this episode that really blew my mind, right? Again, is how they messed up the ending on purpose. That was brilliant. That gives, I give them so much credit for how they did the ending. So when you watch the episode, you should really, no, you guess some of you were spoiled here because you already heard me say it 1,000 times here. But yeah, how they did it was amazing. I think we get a new trailer, definitely. I think we definitely get a new trailer. I mean, they have a lot of money to spend, right? Now, what I mean, Take That is big. They are definitely gonna do a trailer. Or they're gonna take this post-credit trailer and they're gonna extend it a little longer. Because it was, how long was it now? Maybe a minute? Maybe a little shorter than that. So they're probably gonna expand that 1 minute, right? To maybe like a 2-3 minutes trailer to, sell the anime next year, right? That'll probably be released somewhere around winter season next year. Like maybe in February next year, something like that. Probably like when it's like 1 or 2 months left to April. Then they probably will have this trailer. So February, maybe March, but probably February, I guess. And it's probably gonna be very similar to this thing, and they probably will show them fighting about their wall and so on, right? Yeah. The last 5 minutes were amazing. But again, though, I give them so much credit for how they cut out the ending. Because I was shocked first, right? I'm watching this thing here, and I have to have that screen over there because I'm watching it on my TV, right? And I'm watching that, and I was like, is my TV broken? Is it the broadcast has some issues now? Is it turned red and white, red and green? So I will say that, though. If I watched this thing on Crunchyroll or whatever, I probably would have been a little less surprised. Then I probably would be like, oh yeah, it's probably intentional. But right now, because I'm watching it on the actual live thing, I think it actually gives it a little more potent, in my opinion. Because I thought first their broadcast had issues, right? Because sometimes they have that, especially they had a delay 2 weeks ago. But after that, they had some issues with the broadcast. And it's like last week when I watched it on our on TV, and when Mikasa was getting angry, it froze just at that moment. It froze like half a minute after that, and then was back at fine again. But yeah, like they have some issues sometimes because you're watching it the live broadcast, and I'm just like, oh, this is not an issue. The ending just broke down. I'm gonna miss the post credit. I was like, oh no, it's the post credit. So yeah, that was awesome. I think that it was a little better though. So I didn't expect it to be like that. Yeah, how the crowd got interrupted. That definitely was the best thing, and they went back to doing it afterwards too, which was really strange. I'm guessing that most people are manga readers, especially if you watch the reactions. I'm just gonna guess on that because otherwise we'd be spoiled, right? Mostly because you don't know exactly how much other people know, and well, actually, not really just with Titan, but I remember when I watched other animes. I tried to watch most animes as a blind reactor, and sometimes I predicted what things gonna happen, like correctly. So I remember I watched Asian Mega Stripe last year, and I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. And I was like, it's predicted it, and it appeared that was like an exact prediction. I was like, this is 100% what I believe is gonna happen, and that was exactly what happened. And people were like angry. I got angry mails. They were like, "Oh, you spoiled the anime. You're fake." And I was like, "But I don't know. I actually just assumed that was gonna happen, but it was predictable, really predictable. So I assumed correctly. But I was like, man, I remember that. That was fine." It's gonna be in April, given it said month 4, the last scene there. The last scene of this episode, they quickly went through like 1 to 50, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 very quickly. And after they come to 50, it said 2019 month 4 in kanji there. So I have enough kanji. Yeah, I mean I can read basic kanji, right? So it's like it said April there in. That being said, they didn't say when in April. They just said month 4. They didn't say like when in April they actually were gonna start it. So it could be late in April. But I think that spring season isn't that in like the January. It should be pretty much the beginning of April, right? Spring season, because winter season is like January and forward. But yeah, it feels really strange that they're gonna call this thing still season 3 second half if it's 6 months of a break. That to me is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'll keep comparing it to Golden Kamuy and Cour because they're going in this season right now, and they had a 3-month split, right? So that I'm fine calling Golden Kamuy episode 13 and 14 and so on, right? Because it's like straight up afterwards. But now they're having a 6 or more months break, and they're like, it's the second part. I was like, no, it's not. Come on, you just call it season 4. If it's like a year in between, just call it season 4, guys. Stop trying to pretend it's the next season. This is ridiculous. How long will next arc be? I think they can definitely finish next arc in 12 episodes. It's like, okay, I really want to say that how I think it's gonna end, but I think that if you read the manga, I'm pretty sure you're gonna end with them finding a particular thing, and they're gonna stare at that thing, and they're gonna be like blown away. That's gonna be how I think next season will end, right? But I was saying that since episode 1 of this season, I think it's gonna end with them getting a particular item. That's gonna be like, that's probably how it's gonna end. But I think you can get there before that in 2 episodes. This next arc isn't that long for like giving this pacing they've had right now. I think you can get there before that. But I still think they're gonna end on that. That's gonna be like the best cliffhanger they can ever do. Like literally, that the cliffhanger they can do after next arc's cliffhanger is probably the greatest cliffhanger they can ever do in this anime. Easily the anime. Probably maybe even the best ever. I mean, if you read the manga, you know what I mean. When you get to that place and you're like, wow, this is the truth, like the truth, and that is like that, and that is when it ends, right? There really should end, right? That's gonna be like it's a massive. Every anime watcher out there is gonna be, bombing Reddit and Twitter and YouTube, but they're gonna be all crazy and writing so much post about that, right? That's gonna be an amazing scene, I believe. When I read that, I was like, what? And then next month I can just read it. Yeah, and the next month I can just read the continuation of it, right? And that was good in that sense. But that was like a massive cliffhanger, and I never waited so much to like get me the next chapter of anime manga, because that ending was like, I don't want to spoil, but basically it's just this absurd, breathtaking absurd, breathtaking moment, right? Until next arc. But I think that they're gonna be that arc. It's gonna end there, and then the next arc. So season 4 though, because they refuse to call it season 3, or this is still gonna call season 3 next year. Season 4 or 5 then, it's probably gonna be. It's gonna be whole season. I think they can probably work through that story in less than 12 episodes after the reveal, and then you're gonna go into the next characters, which is like around chapter 9 to 100 or so. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have the current storyline is probably whatever. That's kind of hard to say afterwards, especially without trying to spoil it. That's kind of hard. But I do think next season, it should end on that moment, even if it's just gonna be. And what you saw there with them fighting there, right? Mikasa versus Levi. This showed that to me, kind of points that they're gonna end with that, right? That's gonna be around episode probably 10 or 11, maybe even 12 next season. So I feel that they pretty much showed the last episode there, right? Don't you agree with that? Like that fight between those people we saw there, that quick spoiling post-credit scene, that's probably gonna be the last episode or second episode next season, or like the continuation. Yeah, that is probably not gonna be in the beginning of next season. I don't think so for a second. That's that's gonna be. No, I don't think so at all. Yeah, exactly. Chapter 90. There's the next season is gonna end. I am 99% sure on that. I can't see it being any other way. That's like the perfect chapter 90 when they find the item, and kind of get like this is the truth of the world kind of item. Like that's a perfect cliffhanger moment. They ended at that point and they're like, what? And everyone's gonna be, all animal lovers are gonna go crazy, right? That's a perfect cliffhanger. If I ever seen a cliffhanger moment, that is the cliffhanger moment. Yeah, that is perfect. The next season, right, will be about the truth, right? The next season is gonna be the true story of that's gonna be the season 4 then. But anyway, let's review the chapter. Let's do it live instead, whatever. Let's review the chapter. So I'm gonna review the chapter now, and then I cut the review out and I'm putting that on our video as well. But yeah, let's talk about the chapter. So episode 12, season 3, and I call it the final episode, but they're also doing like a half final episode, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think it was I say it again here, so I might, if you follow me the whole stream here, you're pretty now. But yeah, for a viewpoint now, it's that last, how they cut in the ending, that was a great thing. And that's why I'm titling the review like, cutting the ending, or, like breathtaking ending, because that was really, really good. And I give them so much credit for that, how they showed the ending, especially when I was viewing it. I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna do the ending anyway. I was waiting for the ending to end right, and then bam, they actually throw in a cliffhanger during the ending, and out of that. So that was amazing. I really love that. That was absolutely by far the best point of this episode, episode 12. I cannot see it any other way. That was really, really good. And I really like when they do something special for the endings. For example, I guess it's still a summer anime, and my favorite ending so far though, not best anime, but it's like how they ended it, was Shiyu-chan's Road to School. If you watch that anime and see the last episode anime, it's like really, really good final episode, because they have like a new opening with extra soundtrack, they have bloopers, they have like Manami kissing Shiyu, and it's like weird scenes and so on, right? A lot of that good stuff. So that to me is a really, really good like ending wise. I want endings to be like special, and with this ending here, the title, man, yeah, that made the ending really special. Because usually they do usually they don't show the ending, right? The actual ending song. They just have some other animation during that. It's a cliffhanger, but no, they tricked us there. So that was brilliant. So I'm really happy about that. That is absolutely high point of the episode for me. The last minutes there, yeah, absolutely. And There's gonna be a lot, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of theories based on the episode for sure, right? So then we have the episode, and I like the whole Eren and versus Yin, right? I think Yin is a better fitting character. He's the most humane character, and that's why I really like Yin, because he also has this like his pragmatic personality, right? He kind of points out how it is. I love the scene where he couldn't kill this random woman that Armin then shot, right? And so on, and Armin was puking. That was really, I really like that. That's a 2, right? I really love that. That was a 10 out of 10 moment for me. One of my favorite moments this season. So seeing Yin and Eren go back to fighting, it's a good way to kind of show that Yin is still kind of the normal straight guy. They're kind of like, no, this is how it works. This is how the world actually is. And it's like, trying to be pragmatic and like be reasoned and grounded. And on the same time, right, he's giving Eren that gankiness, punching him, giving him like how to be ganky. So that is fantastic in my opinion. And it kind of really brings up Eren as a character again, right? And I have not got to Irvin yet. Coming to Eren later. We're going to yeah. So so the Yin again, awesome. And then we see Sasha, my favorite voice actor in the anime, in this anime, and one of my top 3 I guess. Generally, she was great. Her biting, punch people, so on. That was awesome. So generally, that was good. But I will say it's like 9 out of 10 for me, because I think that whole scene though, all the scene, the whole Taven scene, was too long, right, in my opinion. It was like 15 minutes or that. It was like 15, 12 minutes, something like that. Roughly there with the opening and so on, yeah. But until we get to the Irvin moment, right? So that whole scene, and it was a little too long. That is my biggest concern in the episode. The ending was fantastic. Irvin was fantastic. Actually, I mean, I do like Irvin versus Jean, but it was like, man, this is taking forever to get that anywhere. I do stand by that. And then afterwards, though, they get outside. And I did like the Hannes moment there, when he kind of was like, oh yeah, remember Hannes? He was a great guy. That was pretty good. And Levi's kind of outside, scouting them and being like, oh, they're okay. Yeah, seem to be okay. So all of that was good. And yeah, actually, one of them I really liked them, forget about it. I like how Armin is the guy, because Armin is kind of more reserved, right? Mikasa is fighting, and Eren is either like depressed or like, fight everything, yeah. Eren is going between 0 to 10 all the time, right? It's kind of bipolar. But Armin is kind of reserved. So I really liked that moment there at the night when Armin is like, you can do it guys, Genki! Get that wall and get the wall show. So that was great. Armin is trying to cheer them up, so that was really funny. And he remembers how they saved him when he was bullied and so on, right? So that was great. That was a good moment. And after that, we get that Irvin moment, right? So we get Irvin and he's like, yeah, let's go. We're gonna get the wall back. So I really like the whole moment there with Irvin. And not just Irvin, but like how the civilians are finally being like, you know what? You people are awesome. So that moment had some really good depth, because first of all, we kind of know that people are generally not big fans of them, right? The scouts that are fighting and so on. They kind of blame them, and they're afraid of Eren and all of that, right? But we had last week with the whole Keith backstory with Grease and so on. We know that Keith, right? He kind of quit being one of these scouts, the commander, whatever the rank is. Yeah, he quit being that because he was like, man, everyone hated me. I went out there, I tried to save the humanity, I come back, I had kids were dead with me, everyone blamed me, right? And he was all like, they never showed any, gratitude, that's what gratitude. They never showed any gratitude for what I did, right? Everyone else hated me, and it was horrible. And then this guy had, he was a doctor, everyone loved him more than me, and all of that, right? That's the last week's episode. So that has a good build-up, I think, this episode, where everyone's like, yeah, you go, guys! But everyone is now, like, actually enjoying and liking the Titan Hunters, right? They're all like, yeah, you guys, you bring us happiness, and yeah, go out there and beat them, and yeah, so that's a good, like, difference now from his time. What was that? I guess it was, like, 15 years ago, and like 20 years ago to like 15 years ago or something. Whatever. The last generation, I suppose. The last generation, yeah. Then they were all hated, right? So we see right now how everyone is cheering for them, and Irvin takes that moment. He's like, yes, morale boost. He's like, he's sad and screaming. We can do it. We're getting the wall back. So all that was great. Now I really enjoyed that, and it was funny too seeing like Sasha and Colin. They're like, yeah, they love us. They were like, woo. Where the rest of them are kind of like, oh man, not embarrass us. So all that was really great. And the Irving story I mean, the first 2-3 minutes there beats up that Irving moment, right? Because we see him contemplating a lot about his father, the whole what's this outside this wall, the world doesn't make any sense. So we see all of that, right? How Irving is trying to reason that. He's talking to Levi, and of course talking about kind of the serum, right? What can we do with that thing? Can we maybe give someone title power, so on, right? But generally, we see him in his dream of getting outside, or his dream of Irving better than Armin. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, we see Irving at least, like, you know, like we have to get outside. And that scream was, that scene is a good scene when he starts screaming there. That's a great scene. And then he kind of went down and start riding. So I think the Irving has some really good moments there. Definitely. That was a great ending scene of him. And then we get to the post-credits, which I talked about, yeah. But if there are some scenes I would say then, I assume you have seen post-credit now. I'll try to spoil. I mean, it's obviously going to be Mikasa versus Levi. So they have the Ackerman battle. And that's gonna be sweet. They're gonna discuss some parts there. Who's the best person? Yeah, they're gonna have some parts there. That's pretty much the main scene they had, right? They're both bloody and fighting at the ending. There was like 20 other scenes there, but they were all so quick. And I only watched that it once now. I haven't, it's not out yet. I haven't watched like those scenes over and over again. But yeah, I can see people that are non-watchers and so on. They're gonna make a lot of theories based on those two scenes. So I'm looking forward to going to work tomorrow, because I mean, I discuss anime at my workplace because I I force them into it. No, but at some times, right? But and some animes, unfortunately, not many other are watching at my work, because they aren't like super anime geeks and they aren't otakus. But Attack on Titan, I feel like everyone is watching at my work. It's like. It's like 80% of that is watching Attack on Titan. Maybe even more. Maybe even more. But none of them, not a single person, is a manga reader. They're only watching anime only. Yeah, they're all anime only watchers. So I have that, you know, that funny thing of like, oh, you haven't read the books? Yeah. So it actually is kind of enjoyable going to work. And I'm at lunch and I'm like, so did everyone see the last episode? Yeah, what do you think about that post-credit scene? I can't wait to see everyone like just like, oh my god, they're gonna fight, and someone has probably sit there and paused that those Beast Titan clips, right? They probably paused it over and over again and like rewatched that scene like 10 times before they come to work tomorrow. They're gonna have all this theories, and I'll be like, yeah, it might happen. So that's gonna be really enjoyable. That's always really fun. That's why I can't even more wait for the end of next season, right? When they're probably gonna do this massive ending reveal, and everyone's gonna be even more batshit crazy. When you see that, everyone's gonna be even more confused and more freaked out about what's happening. Well, anyway, I guess that's my review of the final episode here. I think it was pretty good. I would give it like 9 out of 10. And I think especially the ending, how they broke the ending. I said like 10 times already, but that was so good. How they broke the ending. I love that so much. But yeah, I'm gonna do another video. I'll take a short break here, and then I'm gonna do another video, quick 3-4 minutes video, where I just talk about it being on a break. So I say it again here, right? Take Titans on a break, and in this episode's ending here, they did this like trailer that might not be out when you watch the episodes. I watched it on TV, right? So I have like the commercial break and so on. So in the commercial break after the episode, they did like a quick reel where they went through 50 episodes, and they kind of showed us like episode 50, and it's like April next year. So they kind of confirmed that it's April next year. They didn't say a particular date, I think. They just said 19 and said month 4, so that's Kandi month 4. So it's like, yeah, they didn't say a particular date, but yeah, it's delayed. They are skipping over the winter season. Because yeah, now it's fall season, right, and then we're gonna start the winter again, but no, it's spring instead. Then this is month 4, and they're still calling it season 3 encore though. So that which I feel a little bit like, can't we just call it season 4, in my opinion, but that's how it is. And yeah, not more to say about that for now, I guess, but it definitely is confirmed. I read about it, I heard about it on Twitch this morning, and yeah, I read about Twitter and so on. And that last scene definitely hammered it down. Yeah, it's confirmed by themselves there that last scene. That was absolutely nailing the coffin there. So you have to wait 6 months for more Attack on Titan. That being said, I hope you press the like button anyway, but the subscribe button. And I am still doing the manga stuff, right? I'm still doing the manga review and reaction that's coming out 3 weeks from now, probably. Usually the first beginning of the month. And then I hope to see you guys in a year from now. I might do some other type of videos. I used to do some theory videos, stuff like that, right? But they're probably gonna be like manga intense. But I try to do them, if I can, I try to do theories, right? Same with One Piece, that are both covering like without really having to know the manga stuff, or maybe it's like a detail from the manga gives you okay, and then you have the anime, and they can give you theories. I'm trying to do that much as I can to do like theory videos, you know, trying to make them as non-spoiler free as possible. But it's hard, of course. It's hard, of course. So yeah, hope you like this video. I will do another short video then in a while here talking about just like, okay, it's gonna be delayed. That's like a 3-minute video probably. But anyway, hope to see you guys then, or if anything else, in half a year from now. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great day. And tomorrow, well, that's tomorrow though, there's one thing to say though. Tomorrow we have Golden Cameo, okay? Golden Cameo, that's an amazing anime. It's second season for that, or like continues for that, right? And I feel if you like Attack on Titan, I think you're gonna like Golden Cameo. It's crazy, it's bloody, it's a lot of murder. I hope you watch the anime with me. I know it's not nearly as popular as Attack on Titan, but that anime is fantastic. Fantastic anime. And another anime I would recommend then for this season, I feel, which is similar, I used to talk similar to this anime, it's Karakuri Circus, which is on Thursday or Wednesdays, which is like a, how would I explain it? It's very traditional in a way because it's drawn in the 90s. It's an anime about an old manga from the 90s, so it looks really weird in a good way. I love the setting of it. It's crazy. The action, that episode was amazing, and they're fighting dolls mainly. It's really hard to explain. They're like fighting with dolls, I guess similar to like Kankuro. And this actually is not my longest video. For Attack on Titan, yes. But I streamed Nier Automata for like 9 hours, I think, straight, or something like that. Yeah, I was sitting on Sunday once and I streamed Nier Automata. Hardest difficulty, Hegel, the hardest boss in the game, in my opinion. You die in one life. It took me like 4 hours to beat that boss. And I did it on live stream, and I was sitting here now for like 3 hours, and I was like, God, I hate this game. But yeah, longest Attack on Titan video this. But yeah, the final episode, right? We're gonna make it work. So yeah, reaching an hour soon here. Might as well talk for the last 2 minutes to get an hour here. Anyway, I just want to keep the recommendation. Karakuri Circus, hard to explain. They're fighting with dolls. It reminds me of Kankuro and Naruto, I guess. But this manga is older though than Naruto, right? I think with like a few years, yeah. Either with dolls and they're like evil clowns and so on. It's very, very freaky. It reminds me a little bit of Ito Juni's art style as well and so on. The horror, master of horror, right? But it's actually good. It's not like Ito Juni, the anime, that's horrible. The anime was so bad. It's not like he made it bad on purpose because he hates his fans or something. And it's such a bad anime. But this anime is beautiful. Like, it's animated beautifully. The opening from Bumper of Africa is amazing. Absolutely recommend it. So I would say if you like Attack on Titan and you're waiting for something to watch for half a year now, I would recommend again then Golden Cameo and Karakuri Circus. Those are my two first I need to have in my head right away. Yeah, definitely those two. Otherwise, there aren't many animes similar this season, right, to Attack on Titan. We're talking about more like, you know, sane and mature teams. Not that I think in my mind at least. Yeah. But yeah, oh god, Ito Juni. Let's not talk about Ito Juni. I did live action reviews about Ito Juni when it was airing, and let's not talk about it. It's like the one of my absolute favorite. Oh yeah, Goblin Slayer. But I don't know. Sure, Goblin Slayer. If you like it like raw and so on, brutal. And I think Goblin Slayer is a good anime. So I don't even say it on that point, but I don't think Goblin Slayer, in my opinion, is actually very similar to Attack on Titan when it comes to like its narration and so on. If that makes any sense. I hope it makes any sense. Okay, let's take a quick minute about that then. So Goblin Slayer, it's, for me, it's much more similar to like Danmansai or but basically other animes where they're stuck in a game world, right? And they have to like follow game rules. And it's kind of like, oh, you have to get this, you level up and so on. It's much more similar to that when they go to quests and so on. And have their party and teammates and so on, right? That's kind of bro. Actually, I think Danmansai, so it's the wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon. It's the most similar anime to Goblin Slayer in my mind. And it's actually very similar. And also, Danmansai is extremely bloody. Like, Danmansai has much more blood than Goblin Slayer. So it actually is, if you ignore what everyone was complaining about in Goblin Slayer, Danmansai is actually like 10 times more brutal. Like, it's absurdly more brutal. It's so brutal. Let me see, the main character is like baited in Minotaur blood, right? Episode 1, so he like stands there like a tomato boy, they call him, right? That wolf guy and so on in episode 2 and 3 and so on. But yeah, Goblin Slayer, if you want some brutal anime, sure, then it's similar to Attack on Titan. But I think it's only similar on that notion that it's like, yeah, it's seinen. Yeah, exactly. I think Goblin Slayer is similar on the violence, but only on the violence standpoint. I feel it's like, I don't feel that it's. I feel Golden Cameo is more similar to Attack on Titan. I think it's the most similar anime right now to Attack on Titan, but it's much more seinen. And it's more like, they're living in this, like, oh, it's poor Sapporo. It's kind of similar to those moments where there are kids, and like when Eren killed the people trying to kill the Mikasa and so on. It's kind of like, oh, we're living in a shitty world, and so we just kill everyone in our path if you have to and so on. Because Golden Cameo, it's supposed to be, normal people, right? Normal, without no powers. But it kind of acts like you are in a zombie apocalypse, right? As a zombie apocalypse, right? In my opinion, because they are Sapporo, and they just keep killing everyone pretty much. Yeah, and they just keep killing everyone that's in their path pretty much in Golden Cameo. It feels very similar to me to the typical how to survive a frozen zombie world in that sense, right? So I feel that anime, the narration of it, the kind of the story progression, they're trying to reach a secret and so on. They're trying to figure out the world, and yes, the world is more like, where's the hidden goal? Who is this Napporo? Or who is maybe is it was father? So it even has that father storyline, and it has the mystery and so on, right? So yeah, I think that one is I think it's actually very similar in a very good way to Attack on Titan. So I absolutely recommend Golden Kamuy. I hope it will have the same, breathtaking fandom as Attack on Titan, but I can see that Golden Kamuy it's not as it's not grandiose. Yeah, not grandiose enough. It's kind of this, back grumpy, fighting in the snow and so on. If anything, I think Golden Kamuy is very similar to Berserk in a lot of ways. And Berserk, of course, one of the greatest manga ever. I think it's even more similar to that. It's like gritty, right? It's gritty. It's more gritty. But still, I think that's my number one as recommendation. And Goblin Slayer, it's a good anime. I think it's pretty good. It's really, really hated. I don't talk about it that much. It's really, really hated because, actually I would talk about it that much. Like I could talk about it for hours and say how everyone is wrong and how they have not watched any animes if they complain about Goblin Slayer, because it's really, really vanilla. I'm not saying what happened in episode 1 is anyway, fine or whatever, but like comparing it to Berserk and so on, it's ridiculous. I mentioned in the beginning of the video, comparing it to Berserk is just ridiculous, where Berserk is just so much more gruesome, right? It's so much more gruesome. The thing is that people have a hard time, and this is something I am very used to in my daily work and all the stuff is so discussion, right? People are have a very hard time grading stuff, okay? People have a very, very hard time talking about the degree of something. So they're very binary, they're very black and white, right? So it's like, okay, if this thing happens to me, they're like, okay, if this crime is committed to me, that's bad. So they're like, that's a 1, right? And everything else is a 0. And then I'm like, well, that's a bad crime. I agree with you. That's a 1. But what if this happens to you and this happens to you? Okay, that's like a 2, man. That's like double the worst. That's double the effect of what happened there, or even more than that. It's way worse than the one situation. It's just way, way worse. And people are very much, how can you even say that? One is so horrible. How can you say something that's even worse than one? It's like, I'm just saying that one is bad, but two is even worse, right? And that's why when people are comparing Goblin Slayer and Berserk, and they keep saying like, oh, but Berserk is like worse, why do you hate Goblin Slayer? I'm just like, yeah, for me, they're not even comparable. Like, Goblin Slayer is like a low one, it's like one down here, and Berserk is like 1,000, right? Berserk is so extremely different than the Goblin Slayer in brutality and violence. It is absurdly more violent than Goblin Slayer. It's not even close. Goblin Slayer is a soft one, and Berserk is like a massively higher than that. And so I think it's ridiculous. In many standpoints. I do agree on the Berserk defense, saying that, well, have you seen Berserk? You haven't? Okay, don't talk to them. I think that defense is kinda good, because like it's really like, how can you hate Goblin Slayer? It's really not that bad in comparison. But the problem people have, right, is they're very, very binary. People want to have the world in black and white. So they wanna tell people that no, like everything that's a one or worse shouldn't be allowed. That's kind of how they wanna see the world, right? And everything else is fine. That's kind of how they want to see the world. So when they talk about Goblin Slayer, you tell them, well, okay, that thing is bad, but what if they cut off her tongue and made her mute, and they cut off her ears and did this thing and they did that thing that happened to her and that thing. Like, wouldn't that be way worse? And then they can't grade that. They refuse to grade that. They're saying like, nope, it's not worse. They're like, obviously it's worse, but they don't even admit that. They're kind of like, no, nothing of that should be allowed. They're kind of like that, right? So, I don't think Goblin Slayer is... I agree on the whole showing viewer discretion. I agree on that. Yeah, Attack on Titan is over now. That's true, but I want to rant a little bit about Goblin Slayer. No, okay, that's true though, but yes, just a little bit. I just want to say the grading thing, because it really boggles me the wrong way, and I feel the discussion with people is always the same thing. Like, people can't see the grading. I just want to point it out. It's that, and that also why I feel coming back here, a long point, coming back to Attack on Titan, where I don't really feel that Goblin Slayer and Attack on Titan is similar at all, really. The only thing they're similar is that for people in this binary world, where you say that, okay, everything over this is one, yeah, they are similar, because they're very violent, right? Both Attack on Titan and Goblin Slayer are violent, but other than that, I don't really feel that if you like Attack on Titan, you're necessarily gonna enjoy Goblin Slayer. That's my point here, because I feel like if you're this edgelord thing, and you just wanna see something bloody, I wanna see people getting killed and maimed, I love that in Attack on Titan, people getting eaten, it's so good. If you only like Attack on Titan for that moment, yes, then Goblin Slayer is probably enjoyable to you. But if you like Attack on Titan for the mystery, the world building, it's like, what are the Titans, where are they coming from, what are what is about, right? What is outside the world? That whole thing. There I feel that, for example, and again, Golden Cameo is much more similar, right? It's much more about building that mystery you're trying to figure out, and also, for example, I want to spoil Golden Cameo, but the last episode of Golden Cameo, they have this like traitor reveal, and you're like, oh, it's a traitor, and it's a double reveal. They reveal that one person is a traitor, which we could guess is a traitor. So that person, it was revealed to be a traitor, like literally this is a traitor. We know that now, and that was like a theory I had last season. And then another person is hinted to being a traitor, and then you're like, wait, is it two traitors? Are they on different teams? Is it Russian spies? And you have all of the like, and it creates like, this mystery, and you sit there and wonder, wow, what's happening, right? And that I feel is much more similar to the emotion I have a lot of Attack on Titan, especially when I read it, and I'm like, wait, who's she gonna kill? Or like, wait, who's on Aaron's side? Is this person on his side? Wait, is that guy a double spy? Is that a triple spy? Is the Beast Titan, having this plan? I don't want to spoil for him. But like, if you read the manga, you know what I mean? It's like, who's on what side? Yeah, that is much more that intriguing plot, right, of Attack on Titan, I feel it's much more than just the violence, I guess. So I guess I'm defending Attack on Titan here mainly because it's much more than just brutal violence. Look at this season here, if anything. It's like it's been almost no killing of Titan this season. They had no Titan whatsoever until Rodriguez, pretty much. They like no Titan in between that. It was like no Titan, and eventually he got into fighting the biggest Titan ever, and then they beat him, and his face, that was good when his face was flat and so on, that was awesome. But yeah, it's obviously much more about the world than, you know, the Val cult and the actual king, right, and so on, who's actually behind the man, and all of that. So I think it's much more like that. I think Titan is like I mean, how to say it? People come for the big zombies, right? Because let's face it, right? Titan is Titan zombies, right? Massive zombies. So they come for that because the zombie franchise is really big. And I'm saying it definitely. The Titan is like a zombie anime, right? If you want to be really looking at the mechanics, not the storyline, which is the mechanics. What it's about big monsters eating people, and they look like people, and they're really stupid. So they are just massive zombies, right? If you look at just mechanic-wise, not the storyline, just mechanic-wise. And zombies are really popular, right? There's the Walking Dead and Fear, that one, and all the movies. And the zombies is, for some reason, I won't argue about why not it's a bad note. I like zombies here. I mean, I read the whole Walking Dead, and I have watched not all stuff, but I read it, so I know what's happening as well, and so on. And I watch many horror flicks and so on, right? So I actually like it, but I say that it's a very popular, right? Zombies are now idol girls, and we have zombie crime fighters like an Ice Zombie and so on. So, and we have zombies falling in love, right? Like in what's called Warm Bodies. It's a good movie, I think. So zombies are very popular, right? And I think Titan is really similar, right? On a basic mechanical system, it's very similar. So people come, I feel, in my opinion, for that. It has a shock value of Aaron's mother getting killed, Carla getting killed in front of his eyes, episode 1, right? People come and they get stuck for that. They say, wow, this is cray, and you like that. And after that, though, in my opinion, the anime really sells you on its mystery. See what I mean? Hope people agree with me. I think that you come for Titan in the beginning, and you really love that gruesome brutality of massive Titans that are just, in a way, massive zombies, right? And it's really badass, and you after a while, though, you stay for that mystery. You stay for, wait, where did they all come from? Yeah, and that, in my opinion, is similar, for example, when you watch season 1 of Walking Dead. Where they also like, where did zombies come from? They go to this facility and they ask this guy, where did they come from? Oh, everyone is a zombie? We are all Walking Dead, right? Because they're all turning into zombies. So I don't want to spoil it, but like, yeah, it's pretty much, there's an old season, right? So, very old season, yeah. It's like, what, 10 years now? Or whatever, but old, right? So, then you kind of stay for that mystery for a while at least. Then I would say that Walking Dead, though, doesn't have much mystery afterwards, for that matter. But in Attack on Titan, it's always building up that mystery. What are these other countries? What is this weird stuff happening over there? What is actually Ymir? Both Ymirs, right? What's this Ymir thing? Was it more? I mean, there's so much stuff in Attack on Titan that you want answers for, right? Like when I read the manga particularly, I don't really care so much about, oh, I want to see a Titan fight a Titan or Titan eat people. I want to like, is that person going to be a Titan shifter? Like, I want to figure out what is happening. I want to figure out who's this girl going to kill next, right? And that. Right, yeah. That's what I'm reading it for. I'm reading it for the mystery. And I do feel this season here, as an end final point to that, I feel season 3 here is kind of like, I know some people, so I don't want to say their names, but I know some people in my life, they are not fans of season 3, okay? I love this season. I think it's better than 2. I think this is the best season in my opinion. I love this season. I think it's awesome. I think it's like 10 out of 10 season. I think it's the best season so far. But other people I know, they're kind of like, it's no fighting anymore. They're just like, they're just talking and yeah, right? But I think this is the best season. I think it's like, it's so much mystery, revolution, the wall cult. I love Ria, I love Kenny. I love the whole system there, and you know the the historian's backstory and his sister and the memory thing, you know. I think that's awesome. I think so much mystery reveals here. And then the end, right, and they're like, oh, how does the world work? And then we have Grisa's backstory. Like, it's just so much content, how he works, so on. I think it's a great point. And sure, the manga is really dragged out at this point. The anime is like double the pace of the manga, right? It's very, very high pace compared to the manga in this part. But what the manga did was also really establishing more and more mystery and more details about mysteries and also some revelations. So I think it's a great season. I think it's the best season to happen. I love this season. And I'm gonna really love, also next season, but especially 2 seasons from now, when we're gonna show the truth of the world. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be one of my favorite season. But yeah. But I can see it though, people are kind of like, well, what happened to all the fighting? I want to see, some people, they want to see the stabbing and the killing and the eating, right? But I think the most people though, they stuck with Titan after a while, after season 1 or so, because they were like, man, where's this Annie coming from? Why is she evil? And then of course last season we had a reveal of Reynor and Bernard. They were like, what? I think that was, a big point of where people stayed, right, for Attack on Titan, because otherwise, if you just keep eating people all the time, right? I think that is not the strength of this anime in the end of it. However, though, if I'm gonna be negative at one point, a little weakness though is that Ishida, he keeps going more secrets. Instead of revealing stuff, he keeps explaining more stuff and not adding in more mystery. So it never ends though. He keeps adding in more mystery forever. I mean, like, can he ever resolve anything? That's a little bit though. He mainly adds a lot of stuff. And then he explains something, and he's like, well, maybe I lied. Yeah. Then like, voice of God is like, maybe I lied to you guys. The author is like, maybe I was telling the truth. And it's like, that's confusing though. That can be a little too much. Anyway, hope you like my live reaction and review of Attack on Titan, the final episode 12. And again, right, it's gonna be delayed. I will do a short video about that soon here, coming up in 10 minutes from this. Talking about the delation, and yeah, it's confirmed. The last minute here after the episode ended, they showed a trailer reel, not the post credit, but all trailer reel, which exactly said April 19th. So that it's confirmed for April. So anyway, press the like button again, subscribe. And in worst case, I can see you guys next year when it's back in spring then. So have a great day, guys, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow with Golden Cameo.